Definitely not a 4. That's the first thing. Absolutely
Wait,
not.
before that, are you being paid to say what you're gonna say?
I wish. I wish I was. I wish I was paid, but no, I'm not.
Your Xbox check didn't clear. Dang.
Yeah, it's not a 4. That's absolutely that. I saw the IGN 4 and I was like, okay, this makes 0 sense. And then after I finished the campaign, it made even less sense. It's definitely not a 4 because a 4 to them is like broken, buggy games that they're essentially just piles of trash, right? It's not that. What I will say about the campaign is it is probably the weakest out of the 3 Modern Warfare campaigns that have come out since the 2019 one. Absolutely, I would say it's the weakest one. The first one being the best, second one was good too, and then this one is just definitely under that. I think what happened with this campaign, people say it's like 3 to 4 hours. That's, I guess, a subjective on what you play on. I played through about half the campaign on the hardest difficulty, so it took me like I would say closer to like 6 or so hours. But then at halfway through, I was like, I want to finish this before I talk about it, so I just went back to the regular difficulty. So yeah, it depends. But if you are on like we'll evaluate it at regular difficulty, yeah, you can probably run through it in about 4 or 5 hours, I would say, because if you have any FPS skills at all, you'll probably be completely fine getting through pretty much any level. You can take shots and you're not going to die right away and stuff like that, right? The biggest issue I have with this campaign by far more than anything is the open structured missions, because there's too many of them and they take away from what I want from a Call of Duty campaign. When I play Call of Duty campaign, I want that like that more linear, action packed, like over the top stuff that they do, right? Explosions, all that type of stuff. In the open missions, you could literally finish those as fast as you want. You can take your time, you can stealth, you can go find every single weapon on the map. But there's a lot of people out there, if they're finishing the game in like 3 to 4 hours, they're probably running from point A to point B and just getting right to the end. And there's like nothing in between. It's just basically a mini Warzone map. They drop you in, and then you figure out how you want to complete the objectives. You find weapons, you find armor, you find gear. So I didn't like that. I could see what they were kind of trying to do. I have a feeling they were doing it because I'm thinking about it now, the replayability of that is definitely high because you can go back and replay those missions and find everything you missed the first time playing through it. So that was my biggest issue with the campaign, and then obviously the length.
Can I ask you, is there anything that you feel they can do for like the future, having the same like playability? Let's say they add certain things or do certain things differently that maybe it will pull you more to like liking this style, or you definitely prefer the previous style?
I think they could if they made the objectives within that open world more significant. Like you have an objective, you get to it, and maybe there's like some sort of um I don't know, like something that just is more reminiscent of the more linear campaign. Maybe you go through like an area.
I,
Go
wa-
ahead,
I,
Chrissy.
wa- I was gonna ask you. So this game feels like you're playing Sniper Elite in some sort of way. Like you
For
land.
some of the missions, but a large
Okay.
part of them. But there are also those regular linear style missions that you usually expect from a Call of Duty campaign. It was just like the object. I don't know if I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just be kind of generic. The objective was for some of these open missions are like just like go plant this, go in 3 different places, and that was it, type of thing. And then like
Right.
hold off like a wave of enemies, and then the mission was over. So maybe if they added like objectives where after you did that objective, something more significant happened, and they had like 1 or 2 or 3 of those in those open missions, maybe that would make it a little bit better. But that was my biggest issue with it. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say they should. What you're saying is it should have had like some sort of side missions just to make that main mission a lot better in that open world map.
Yeah,
Kind of like Sniper Elite. You know, when you're playing that
yeah.
game, you land this open world area, right? Or you can do it stealth, or you can just go around shooting everything you want. But in that game,
Yeah.
you had a couple side missions to do before you complete the main mission if you wanted to. So that's basically what you're saying, that that game is missing out in those
Yes,
open worlds. Okay.
that's it. That's it. And but like I said, I think they took that risk, and they are kind of doing it as well because you can tell they want people to go back in there and play it more than once. So I wonder if people will do that. So that was that, and then the length. If you're spending like $70 just to play the campaign, I wouldn't. I would wait until the game goes on sale for sure if that's all you want to play. But let's be real here. Like 98% of the people buying this game are campaigns. Like the third option that they're going to care about, it's going to be probably multiplayer, zombies, and then campaign, right?
Yeah.
So those are my two gripes, but 4 out of 10 makes no sense because graphically it's stunning. Like it looks incredible. Sound is top notch. The gameplay is solid, very fun. Like if you like first person shooters, you're going to enjoy the gameplay in this game. And there are a couple of great moments in this short campaign that when it happened, I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome what they did here with there's without spoiling, I can't say anything, but there's one moment like about halfway through that is just really, really cool. And then there's another moment near the end, which is super cool too. So there are some great moments in this campaign. It's just I would say the weakest of the Modern Warfare campaigns that come out. I would put it in like the 6 to 7 range if I were to put a score on it. Definitely not a 4.